in Sri Krishna. Today in Sri Ramakrishna you will find that universal mind. Everybody has a place. Everyone has a place. So that is the significance of the Gita after the Upanishads. In the Gita itself, you find this mentioned. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su. Upanishad Su. It is so sacred, has to be called even an Upanishad. So actually it is a Smriti, but it is treated as an Upanishad Su. Brahma Vidyayam, that Brahma Vidya of the Upanishads. Yoga Shastra, the science of day-to-day living, and through that day-to-day living and working, realizing this truth, that's called Yoga Shastra. Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade, that is the Gita teaching. And so practical Vedanta is the greatest contribution of Shri Krishna during his long active life. He himself was always active. From Dwaraka to Delhi, how many times he has gone? 700 to 800 miles through the desert. Mahabharata describes the story. Just to see that the political affairs are properly going on, righteous people only succeed in politics. We'll find so many such statements in the Mahabharata. His speech in the assembly of the Kauravas regarding peace or war and pleading for peace, that speech, you can treat it as any speech in the United Nations today. So relevant some of these Mahabharata speeches are. I suggested to somebody, bring out a book, The Political Speeches of the Mahabharata. It will be a beautiful book, it will be. If anybody has the inspiration, can try to do so. The political speeches of the Mahabharata. Great ideas of international politics, policy, all these things you get in the Mahabharata. So, in the context of that epic, you have the Gita. And the Gita is delivered on the plane of battlefield. And one warrior to another warrior, Krishna to Arjuna. And it is meant for all. So Shankaracharya calls it Samasta Vedartha Sara Sangraha Bhutam in his commentary, introduction. It is the Sara Sangraha, accumulation of the essence of Samasta Vedartha, meaning of all the Vedas. What better tribute can there be than this for the Gita? Today Vivekananda repeats it. The best commentary on the Upanishads you get in the Gita, meant for all. In the Gita, you find jnana, bhakti, karma, all blended together into a single path of yoga. The word yoga is used without any adjective. And Krishna uses it in the second chapter. Later on you have karma yoga, bhakti yoga, etc. coming. But here it is just yoga. And that yoga is defined in a wonderful definition. Yoga, karmasu, kaushala. Yoga is efficiency in action. We are all active. We have to do work. We have to maintain ourselves, maintain our society. How can we leave all this and go to a jungle to become an ascetic? It's not possible. Krishna says, no, I will come to you, to your place of work, and whisper my message to you. You need not go here and there. Do work, but do it efficiently. That efficiency is a double kind. Productive efficiency, personality efficiency. You must produce goods and services by your action. And you must also become purer and nobler through your action. You must go one step closer to your own infinite self. If you can do so, karma becomes an instrument of spiritual realization. This is how the Gita developed a wonderful synthesis of the various paths, jnana, bhakti, karma, yoga, everything in this small book, Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses. This bhakti of the Gita is unique. It is meant for all. Stress is there on bhakti, love of God, but not God far away, nearest to you, your own infinite self, the self of all. You can meditate on Him as that infinite personal God, or as your Antaryami. You can follow any kind of path, but affirm the divine. Then everything will be all right. This world is a perishable world. We have to put the imperishable in the perishable. That is what is called bringing God into our life. We are dealing with very perishable things. They are zeros. Ramakrishna has said, zero has no value. Series of zeros have no value. Put one behind, and all becomes value. Every new zero becomes more value. That one is God. Put God in your life, make it the center of your life, and do all this work. That is the meaning of the word yoga. You unite your mind to that infinite reality which is not far away, which is not an ultimate reality, which is an intimate reality. Your own infinite self, who comes also as an incarnation occasionally to bless you, and therefore you have a way by which, even in the midst of heavy activities of life, you can grow spiritually and achieve the same freedom as the other sadhaka achieves through worship of Nirguna Brahman. Brahman is one. Saguna, Nirguna, there are only two aspects. If you get one, you get as well the other. And so, this concept of bhakti integrated with jnana and karma comes in the Gita as the greatest message for all time, for all people, not only for us. This is one aspect of the great subject. There are other aspects, especially in a modern context, the concept of values, concept of dharma in society, how to live in society. We shall deal with it next Sunday. That the word dharma immediately brings to mind human beings in society. A social context is essential for the operation of dharma. Suppose you are alone on an island, there is no dharma for you, because there are other people. How to establish happy relations with each other? You need the concept of dharma, operation of dharma. We shall deal with it next Sunday, and thus elaborate on this idea of the practical aspect of the profound philosophy of the Upanishads. It is meant for one and all, because it is a truth. It is Sanatana Dharma, eternal. Today, tomorrow, day after, centuries later, it will continue. It has continued thousands of years, and therefore it has wide ramifications of Sanatana Dharma. You find in India. We have to take what suits each one of us. Don't be frightened. There are so many things. Just take what suits you and go ahead. Leave it the rest to others to utilize. If you find food on a table, oh, you get frightened. So much heavy food, so many. Why do you worry? There are people for it. You take what suits you and go away. That is the lesson we have to learn regarding the luxurious thoughts on religion which you have in India in the context of Sanatana Dharma. Take what suits you, nourish yourself, and go away. That's the nature of the answer Sanatana Dharma gives to all of us with this question. Next Sunday, we shall meet. We shall spend a minute in silence and quiet. Sthapakaya dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Salutations to thee, Sri Ramakrishna, who came to establish dharma, not any particular dharma, but embodiment of all dharmas and of divine manifestation. To thee be our salutation. Namah Shivaya Shantaya Karanatraya Hetave Nivedayami Chatmanam Tvam Gati Parameshwara. Salutations to Shiva, who is the origin, sustenance and dissolution of the universe. We commend ourselves to thy mercy. Last Sunday, I spoke about the Upanishads, the Shruti, which gave us the Sanatana Dharma. And I said these 2-3 Sundays will be dedicated to bringing out the practical implications of the great truths of the Upanishads. In that connection, I refer to Swami Vivekananda's great efforts to make Vedanta practical. And he said that it had been made practical before by Sri Krishna in the Gita, but we never understood the Gita till now. He wants us to understand it now. The best commentary on the Upanishads you have in the Bhagavad Gita, said Swami Vivekananda. When Vedanta becomes practical in everyday life, tremendous transformations will take place. Human dignity, human freedom, human equality, all these will become heightened in society. This philosophy is comprehensive. All of life is taken into account. Much of later religious ideas were one-sided, narrow, and very often intolerant of other faiths and religions. But this great philosophy of Vedanta, the Advaita of Vedanta, has tremendous strength, and it confers strength on others as well. It can stand scrutiny by any science, physical science. Such a Vedanta was consigned to mere books. We never tried to live Vedanta. Ours is not a Vedantic society. Ours is not a Vedantic culture today. At least for 2000 years, it is built on more ordinary ideas given by smritis and popular superstitions. But in this age, a change will come. The Gita will become a living teaching. In that connection, I refer to the importance of work stressed in the Gita. No other religious book stresses work so much as the Gita. All development comes only from work. And so, it is a philosophy based on the human being as a worker, not the human being sitting for puja or ritual or ceremony or even for meditation. It is a working philosophy, but it includes puja, ritual, meditation, everything. But center is work. This comprehensiveness of the Bhagavad Gita as the best book of practical Vedanta is brought out by Shankaracharya in his introduction to his commentary on the Gita. 2-page introduction. Vivekananda praises it highly, where Shankara says, Dividho hi vedokto dharmaha Pravrittilakshano Nivrittilakshanascha Jagataha Sthitikaranam. Twofold is the philosophy taught in the Vedas. One is philosophy of action. Second is philosophy of meditation. One is called pravritti, the other is called nivritti. Outward going energy is pravritti. Inward coming energy is nivritti. Both these are combined in this philosophy. Why? Praninam sakshat abhyutaya nishresa hetuhu. These two are needed to ensure for all beings material prosperity and spiritual growth and development. See the two words used there. Abhyudaya, welfare in society. Economic, political, social, all types of welfare. That comes only from pravritti, from action, from endeavor, whether in the farm or factory, administrative offices, schools, everywhere. Hard work is the only means to achieve abhyudaya. Abhyudaya means your own development in association with others in society. Abhi has the meaning of that social context. You cannot progress individually. You can progress only as part of a society, by interaction, by cooperation. Therefore, the word abhyudaya is always used. So all social progress comes only from abhyudaya, cooperation, teamwork in society. That needs certain character. So that character will be developed in that context, abhyudaya context. You get enough to eat and drink, good education, good house, and beautiful roads. All these, what you call the welfare state of today, is included in that one word, abhyudaya. But even if you get all the welfare, you will not be fulfilled. You will have many new problems arising in your mind. That is demonstrated today in the West. Many Western countries, including Japan in the East, have achieved the welfare state. Especially the American writers refer to Sweden. I was in Sweden in 1961, Stockholm. And in Sweden, all welfare is provided by the state. You work in offices, factories, wherever you do. You have nothing to worry. Everything is found for you. Not only for this earth. After you die, even in heaven, for the church is there, providing for you a place in heaven also. So they call it the welfarist state. That is Sweden. I am telling of 1961. At that time, in the Indian embassy, I was staying there. They showed a film, an American 20th century film. It is called Trouble in Paradise. It is a film on Sweden. People say everybody is happy in Sweden. Let us find out the truth. Let us go to the streets. Let us go to the homes and find out the truth. And so the first part of the film shows the welfare aspect of Sweden. Everything is found. If you have no job, you get plenty of allowances and you can live on it. Any kind of difficulty, government comes to remove. Half the film deals with this positive side. But is everything fine? Therefore they said, let us go into the street. Let us go to the people, find out. Then we found nobody is really happy. Some unknown problems troubling the mind. Everything is there, eating, drinking, everything is there. But something is missing. That higher dimension of human life, you have starved the soul of man. That's why Zurich psychologist Carl Jung wrote that book with the title, Modern Man in Search of a Soul. I've got everything physical. Abhyudaya I have achieved. But still, I feel empty. Life is empty. So committing suicide also sometimes. But a general sense of unhappiness and inner tension. And so, the second idea is needed, which Shankara refers to as Nishreyasa, moksha, freedom of the soul. You must realize yourself free from these bodily integuments as the infinite self. That is not there. Nobody teaches it. No church ever preaches these ideas, except if you die you go to heaven as salvation. But this second idea, Nishreyasa, Shreyasa, Nishreyasa. Shreyasa is welfare in society. Nishreyasa is something higher, spiritual freedom, spiritual emancipation, spiritual fulfillment. So Shankara says, through work you achieve Abhyudaya. Through meditation, inward movement of your mind to search for the Atman within, that gives you Nishreyasa. I am the Atman, ever free, ever pure. No sword can cut it, no death can touch it, as the Gita has expressed it in many verses. That truth must come a little into our life. Then you will find a certain joy, love of God, God hidden in the heart of all. The very center of Ananda, Ananda Swarupa is the divine. Now all these beautiful ideas are contained in these two words, Abhyudaya, Nishreyasa. For one, you need pravritti. For the other, you need nivritti, continued pravritti, and consuming goods and services will not be satisfactory. You must withdraw from this sensory level of life and penetrate deeper to discover the one behind this body, behind this mental complex, the Atman, the one Atman in all beings. That's the Vedantic teaching. And so, that film was an eye-opener. I have referred to it in my book, Pilgrim Looks at the World, Volume 1, dealing with Japan and Europe, tour there. And so, here is that sentence. Vividho hi vedokto dharmaha pravritti lakshano nivritti lakshanascha jagataha sthiti karanam. These two together keep the world on even keel, a boat going steady. If it is tilted one side, dangerous. If it is tilted the other side also is dangerous. It must go on even keel. That's called sthiti karanam. Society will be healthy. If there is only meditation, only ritual, only ceremony, no hard work, then it will be like India. Millions of people poor, backward, nobody works hard. That should not be. So the stress is on both, so that you can have fulfillment. The use of religion for empty bellies, Vivekananda said, religion is not for empty bellies. My stomach is empty, you come and preach me salvation. What shall I do with salvation? I want a bread. So Vivekananda said, God comes to a hungry man only in the form of food. There is no other way. So the need for pravritti, we have to learn in India. We have become so lazy in the name of nivritti. Therefore, accumulated problems, poverty and backwardness, and even today, people have not learned how to work. Work sincerely, the allotted hours, with full heart and mind. I am doing my work for my people, my nation. That idea has not yet come. And so, the Gita will inspire us in this direction. Pravritti lakshano, nivritti lakshanascha, jagataha sthitikaranam, praninam saksha praninam. This teaching is not meant for any particular community or race or anybody. Just every human being, wherever he or she be praninam, of all living beings, sakshat abhyudaya nishresa hetuhu. That was the philosophy that Krishna taught to Arjuna, and through Arjuna, today millions of people all over the world read the Bhagavad Gita. What a tremendous contribution. The greatest work of this greatest leader of India, Krishna, was teaching the Gita and not taking part in Mahabharata war, negotiation. That these are not the highest of Krishna's contribution. The Gita alone remains as a permanent contribution. So this Gita teaching, we kept it in books, we worshipped it. We never tried to live the Gita teaching. Even today, millions of people piously read the book and leave it there, without knowing that it's a bomb. It will burst into your mind, destroying your laziness, your pettiness, selfishness. We are all petty, selfish people reading holy books and going to holy temples without developing that concern for others. And now this wonderful idea, concern for others, is an essential part of practical Vedanta. It is an essential part of every religion. Bible has it, Quran has it, other religious books have it. But here, in the Gita, it is essential. Sarvabhuta hite rataha. Be interested in the happiness and welfare of all people. Don't practice a mere static piety. Go into a temple, do some ritual, and throwing some coin to a poor man sitting there and think you have done, you are finished. Not at all. You must ask why that poor man is there. Something is wrong in our society. We shall have to correct it. That comes not from a static piety, but from a dynamic spirituality. That's what the Gita gives you. Dynamic spirituality. And so, this teaching is available to us in a big way. So I just indicated its essential aspects last Sunday. The Shruti and the Smriti, the differences between the two. Smritis are many. One comes and goes, another comes and goes, it goes on. They cannot be the same. But Shruti is one. For all these 5,000 years, Shruti is the same. Why? They contain truths which you can realize for yourself. Smritis contain only rules and regulations which need change every now and then. Just like our constitution needs amendments. How many times we have amended? How many more times we shall amend? Things are changing. But constitution contains a Shruti element. Human dignity, human freedom, all that is Shruti element. Therefore, I said last Sunday, Vivekananda spoke. 4 lectures he gave in England on practical Vedanta, and 1 lecture in India, from his lectures from Colombo to Almora in Madras. There is a sentence in it which is worth reading in this connection. Vedanta and its application to Indian life. That is the subject to the one of the 5 lectures delivered in Madras. All lectures are marvelous. From idea point of view, language point of view, power of expression, everything. Highly inspiring. My plan of campaign, first lecture. 2nd, Vedanta and its application to Indian life. 3rd, Sages of India. 4, the work before us, where he brings in this problem of poverty, backwardness, illiteracy, oppression of people, how to correct all this, awaken India must do this. That comes in that lecture. And the last lecture, Future of India. What a beautiful expression. In 1897, speaking of the future of India, today also we can speak of the future of India. We have to create that future. As I often tell our people today, we are here not to study history, but to create history. Studying history is a very dull process. It is not very meaningful. But creating history, we are doing today by banishing age-old poverty of India, creating living human beings with human dignity on their forehead. That is creating history. The Gita will help us to do that. Practical Vedanta will help us to do that. That idea is invoked in this lecture on Vedanta and its application to Indian life. Swamiji says in page 245 of volume 3, it comes. He says, yes, as I Upanishads talked only the forest life and the recluse, some people say. It is absolutely wrong, Swamiji says. As I told you the other day, the only commentary, the authoritative commentary on the Vedas, has been made once and for all by him who inspired the Vedas, by Krishna in the Gita. It is there for everyone in every occupation of life, for everyone in every occupation of life, not for ascetics, not for saints and devotees, no, for everyone. See the word. Every human being, not a Hindu. In those days, no Hindu existed. No Hindu, Muslim, Christian, nobody existed at that time. Just human beings were there. So addressing humanity, the Vedas proclaimed their great truths, Manava Dharma. Only human beings, wherever they be. Listen to me, said the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. I have a message for you, wherever you are. Vishve is that word used. Shrinnvantu Vishve, Amutasya Putraha. I am calling you children of immortality. You are not this genetic bodily system. There is a spirit in you. The divine spark is in you. I see it. You are a child of immortality. And Vishve, wherever you are, America, Russia, Australia, Japan, anywhere, this message goes to you. That is how that sage addressed his message. And here, therefore, he says, it is there for everyone, in every occupation of life. You are a school teacher, you can have a better school teacher work and life through the Vedanta. So also in every department. So he said, these conceptions of the Vedanta must come out, must remain not only in the forest, not only in the cave, but they must come out to work at the bar and the bench, in the pulpit, the cottage of the poor, with the fishermen that are catching fish and the students that are studying. It must come to everyone to inspire them. This is the idea, to achieve both Abhyudaya and Nishreyasa. They called every man, woman and child, wherever be, whatever be their occupation, wherever they may be, and what is there to fear? How can the fishermen and all these carry out the ideals of the Upanishads? The way has been shown. It is infinite. The paths are infinite. It's not one specified path, a narrow path. This way you should go. No. You can apply Vedanta in hundreds of ways, wherever you are. So the paths are infinite. Religion is infinite. Yes. None can go beyond it. And whatever you do sincerely is good for you. Even the least thing, well done, brings marvelous results. Therefore, let everyone do what little he or she can. If the fisherman thinks that he is the spirit, he is the Atman, he will be a better fisherman. If the student thinks he is the spirit, he will be a better student. If the lawyer thinks he is the spirit, he will be a better lawyer, and so on. This is what we have to realize today. The capacity to establish happy relations with others is a spiritual capacity. It doesn't come from intellect. You may be a big scholar, but you may be a petty-minded fellow. Big scholarship, petty-mindedness can go together. But when your spiritual awareness has come, then you feel your oneness with all. This is one great lesson we must learn. And in India, we don't give the highest place of honor to a scholar or to a military man, but to a man who has realized this spiritual truth. He is the highest. She is the highest. That's the Indian evaluation. And so, this kind of teaching must come to one and all. It will come in this age. Books are coming out, plenty. Upanishads, Gita, hundreds, thousands. And one day they will make an impact upon the human mind, especially when we are confronted with various problems which cannot be solved by ordinary worldly bit of knowledge. You will need some deeper philosophy to help us to achieve it. And so, this wonderful approach of Vedanta to human welfare, to human development, to human fulfillment is universal in scope. The whole of India will benefit. The world also will benefit. And no single human impulse, human desire, human urge is negated in this philosophy. Everything is included. That comes from a wonderful formulation which Vedanta did very early in our history, formulating all the possible human urges and aspirations into 4 categories. We call it the philosophy of the Purusharthas. Purushartha means Purushena Arthiyate iti Purushartha. This is sought after by a human being. Whatever is sought after by a human being is called Purushartha. So all the Purusharthas are taken, divided into 4 broad categories. That is called the 4 Purusharthas, in which everything is included, including sensory life, sensory satisfaction. This is not excluded. So they are called Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. What wonderful classification. What comprehensive mind. They could think of all aspects of human interest and put them all under 4 categories. Actually, the first is Kama, and then second is Artha. Kama is sensory satisfaction. From a tiny newborn baby up to a very well-developed individual, we all seek sensory satisfaction. Not merely food and clothing and shelter, even other types of sensory satisfaction. That is all included in that one word, Kama. That should be the first in enumeration. In actual practice, it is the first. But to satisfy the first, you need a second one. That's called Artha, wealth. For sensory satisfaction, you need wealth. So you have to produce wealth. Agriculture, industry, profession, whatever you do, that is to create wealth for sensory satisfaction. So, really speaking, it is Kama, Artha, Dharma, Moksha. But in our enumeration, in all books, they put Dharma first. Dharma comes first. Why? If Dharma is not there, a few strong people will get all the Kama and all the Artha. All the rest will go to the wall. There will be no regulation in society. And so, Dharma becomes the primary factor. This will come when I deal with the social aspect of life. When you are in a society, you have got other people also. You can't ignore them. You need them. A sweeper comes to the house. If he doesn't come, your dirt accumulates. Municipality, this kind of activity in society for sensory satisfaction, earning wealth for these two. So without dharma, this sensory satisfaction and search for wealth will become a danger to society, will exploit millions of people by a handful. That should not be. Everybody must get a chance. That idea comes through dharma. And the origin of dharma is a separate subject I shall deal with in the next talk. But dharma is essential, by which certain restraints come from myself on myself. It has two dimensions. One is law and regulation by the state. That is compulsory, imposed upon you. The second is something coming from within yourself. This is moral, that is legal. Legal and moral. Dharma has got two dimensions. Legal dharma cannot become effective unless there is moral dharma. Suppose nobody is watching. Then you break all the government rules. We do it every day in India. If nobody is watching, the policemen are not there, we break every rule. If there is a wall, we break it because that is nearer to my office. I'll break it. All that we do because there is no moral dharma. That dharma has not come to us. And so, dharma has these two dimensions. By mere legislative action, action of parliaments, assemblies, nobody can be made moral. That comes from a deeper source. That's why I said I shall deal with it in the next lecture. But here, I only mentioned this, that when you live in a society, a certain regulation is necessary in the human interactions taking place in the society, so that everybody gets the benefit of that society. That can be done by external law or internal moral consciousness. But the internal moral consciousness is the best, because then you will observe the law more honestly. We observe the law because we know it is good for all. Therefore, I observe the law. That is a moral argument that nobody can give you. You have to give it to yourself. Why should I do this? Why should I steal crores of money as we are passing through in India today just now? How much people will suffer when I swallow so many crores? That question doesn't come because there is no moral awareness. Only fear of the police. But one day we are also caught. And so, don't try to be caught. Somebody said in humor that Jesus taught 11 commandments. 10 only were recorded. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not do this thing, that thing, etc. So what is the 11th one? Even if you do all this, see that you are not caught. That is the 11th one. And most of us in India follow that 11th one. There is no moral awareness as such. Only law. And any number of laws are coming. Mostly dead laws. Absolutely no functioning of law. Laws are coming. But they don't work in society. And so, artha and kama must be regulated by dharma. No stable society can exist without dharma, without the ethical and moral values. The word used today is values. Value-oriented society. After independence, they have almost destroyed all values. They are now trying to bring back values into society. So dharma is essential to any ordered society. Europe developed this concept of dharma. Something coming from within myself. There is a law, I shall obey it. You will find Englishmen, when they were here, they are rulers, but they will obey the law. But our people won't obey, because we were slaves. Slaves never obey the law. They must be made to obey by the whip. But free people obey the law. They have got that moral sense.